and John here for Forever Football, DRFC, your Doncaster Rovers fan channel. We've been one of the busiest football fan channels for a little while now. Obviously, Ben Close yesterday, Brad Halliday leaving, Reece James leaving, and now we've got contract updates. Hasani, Ravenhill, and a bit of a sad one in terms of departures for Jason Lokilo. So before we get started, guys, please like the video, comment down below, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you never miss a YouTube video. And let's get straight into this one. So, via the Free Press, or understood by the Free Press, one of the main media sources in the mainstream media today, Doncaster Rovers have ended negotiations with Jason Lokilo over a new contract, understood by the Free Press. Now, the Belgian winger had been offered fresh terms by Rovers with his current contract due to expire at the end of the month, but the demands of the 22-year-old and his representatives proved to be beyond what the club was willing to pay, with talks between the parties now over. And to be fair, it's very interesting. I mean, did Lokilo ask for 2 or 3 times his wage? I've got no idea. We don't know that for certain. But for whatever reason, he wanted these different terms. The club, you know, Wellens pretty much took the offer off the table and said no. So it's ruthless again, which is fair enough. We need ruthlessness. Out with the old, in with the new, in my opinion. Of course, this brings to the end of Lokilo's 18-month stay, which began initially as a loan from Palace, then made permanent this past summer, so last summer. It's weird saying last summer when I was covering it. It felt weird. But he made 40 appearances in total for Rovers. Only 16 were starts. He scored 1, assisted 4. Meanwhile, Rovers are continuing negotiations with Hasani and Ravenhill. Ravenhill has been offered pro terms for the first time, while Hasani is seeking a contract renewal. So both are still on the table for Hasani and Ravenhill, but Lokilo is off the table, and that brings to an end his stay at the club. So what's the social media reaction to this? We've got fans from all over the fan base sharing their thoughts on this. Someone said, I thought he might have been greedy. Oh well, big shame, and means we'll have further replacements, which no doubt we'll have identified. I'm sure Wellens knows what he wants, and some have a different opinion, or shall say agents have different opinions. It's looking like out with the old, in with the new, which is a fair opinion. Someone else said was nothing until towards the end of the season when he did do well. Time for both parties to move on. And I think that's a fair judgment. I think that Lokilo just needs that game time somewhere else. I think another team can give him more game time that we're going to give him, because I've just got a real good feeling that we're going to build a nice squad for next season. So I do want Lokilo to do well. I think he's a wonderful guy, nice lad. He's got a future, I'm sure, but he just needs to find it somewhere else, unfortunately. Whether it's League 1 or League 2, I don't know, but I think he can just go enjoy his football somewhere else and get that first team football, because I had a bad feeling we wouldn't give him as much first team football as, you know, we could have given him if we didn't sign, or we weren't going to sign another winger and Telly was just going to come back from injury and bring a youth through or something like that. So I think I don't think we're going to give him first team football, in my opinion, with the transfers that I think we're going to bring in. So I think it's best for both parties to just, you know, move on. Someone else said he would have been offered an improved deal as a standard, but don't know when he thinks he deserves a much bigger deal. Ended the season well, not been seen for 17 months before then. Wellens wants a certain character type. In him we trust. Someone said not bothered, had a couple of decent games at the end of the season, but not enough to demand extra wages, in my opinion. And that's, you know, fair enough. If as part of the rebuild, you've got to be ruthless. And, you know, he has had a couple of great performances, a few great performances towards the end of the season, and he's been a ball of energy in other ones throughout the season, but there's been times where he's just not shown up, and I feel like it's just best to just move on and just give him that first team football elsewhere, which is probably the best for both parties. Now, when someone was asking about the option to extend it for another year, someone replied, he thinks so, the guess is they wanted more. Wellens took it off the table. He said they're only interested in players who want to come. He did the same with Halliday, and that is a fair judgment there. A couple of people have retweeted this update from the Free Press. Yeah, someone said if they don't want him, if they don't want to be here, you know, get him off. Someone said, very disappointed with this. I think it's one we end up regretting. So very interesting opinions, a very divided opinion on this one. Me personally, I think, you know, if we're going to bring in a replacement now to replace, you know, Lokilo, it's going to have to be someone that has a big ball of energy like Lokilo did, because on the few times where Maybe he didn't show up creative-wise, but I think he was still involved in some way. He was still a ball of energy. He was still like a big, explosion of energy in a way. So we need, if we're going to bring in a replacement or two, we need to find wingers that have got that ball of energy, but also want to be here just as much as other people wanted to be here. So, like I said, I think it's just best for Lokilo and Doncaster Rovers to part ways anyway. Am I sad about this? A little bit, because I think Lokilo's a wonderful lad. He's a nice guy, and hopefully he can find that first team football and find a stable home in football, find a stable football club to learn his craft a bit more. So someone like a League One or League Two club just to learn that craft. I mean, look at Max Waters. He's around the same age as Lokilo, I think, or just a bit older. We let him go. He goes to Crawley, does absolutely exceptional, gets the move to the Championship. Cardiff fans are liking him already. So, you never know what the future could hold. And I think if he goes to League One or League Two and applies his trade and does exceptional, then he could get the eyeballs noticing on him again, and I think that he could do well. So it's just all about applying your trade to the right club, and I think that Lokilo would do well getting first team football elsewhere. But I wish nothing but the best for Jason Lokilo. He's a nice guy, a wonderful person to speak to off the field as well, and I wish him the best of luck. I really, really do. Little bit about the other two deals, Hasani and Ravenhill. Ravenhill pro contract still on the table, still yet to be accepted, but hopefully talks will be good. Hasani contract renewal, hopefully that goes down well as well. Obviously there is other contracts that we need to sort out. Blythe, I'm expecting that to be accepted and done and probably announced. And that's about it for contracts, really. I think we have the feeling that Joe Wright will probably go. We're helping him over this 9-month injury, and then we're going to let him go, which is nice of us to help him throughout the injury and give him the resources to rehab that injury before he goes off and finds the next club. So I think Wright will go, but I think it's nice that we're helping him out over this next 9 months anyway, so it still feels like part of the family. I think Hasani and Ravenhill will both sign, because I think that's two young players that Wellens will want. And then the rest of them go. Amos, Gomez, Lawler, Halliday, James, and obviously Lokilo now as well. So, very big summer ahead for Rovers. It's clear that we're going to be filling in a lot of positions. So, there we go, guys. Thank you very, very much for watching this video. Thanks for staying tuned to all the content over this channel over the last day or two, man. Over the last 24, 48 hours, it has been chaos. Absolute chaos. I wasn't expecting the Reece James announcement today at all. I wasn't expecting that at all. But yeah, it's been a chaotic 24, 48 hour period. So thank you very much, guys, for watching this. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And for now, I'm Aaron Chandler from Pro Football DRFC. Keep living the Rovers life, and that, my friends, is full time. Rovers side eye. Best wishes, Jason Lokilo, Hasani, Ravenhill. Come on, lads, get them signed. Rovers till I die!